Developing ties with Vietnam is a policy supported by both Democratic and Republican parties in the U.S. and by many U.S. presidents, according to Vietnamese ambassador to the U.S., Phạm Quang Vinh, during an interview before President Barack Obama's visit to Vietnam. We now hear more in the following.
Ambassador, you have worked directly with U.S. state agencies to prepare for President Obama's visit to Vietnam. What's the significance of the visit?
Looking back at relations over the last 20 years, particularly the last 10 years, this is the third visit by the last 3 U.S. presidents. For the last 10 years, bilateral relations have seen great progress. First, bilateral trade has reached $45 billion, rising 90 times compared to 20 years ago. Second, during President Obama's tenure, the two countries have formed a framework for long-term relationship, including the comprehensive partnership signed in 2013, especially during the historic visit to U.S. by Party General Secretary Nguyễn Phú Trọng in 2015. The U.S.-Vietnam Joint Vision Statement was passed. This is a foundation for further advances in bilateral relations. Besides, Vietnam-U.S. relations have developed in all aspects, including politics, national defense and security, science, education, people-to-people ties, as well as regional and global issues. I totally believe that President Obama's visit will see positive results and deepen bilateral relations.
President Obama's tenure will end in more than 6 months. Does that affect the meanings of this visit?
Relations between the two countries always receive support from the two parties and the U.S., from the normalization of relations to forming the comprehensive partnership. For the last 20 years, U.S. presidents, whether Democratic or Republican, have contributed to boosting the bilateral relations. President Obama has focused on developing relations with Asia, ASEAN and Vietnam. This lays the foundation for the development in relations in the coming years.
Thank you very much for the interview.